The Budget Speech is proudly brought to you by Chartered Accountants South Africa. A CASA can help your business take off and rise above your tax headache. Find a CASA tax advisor in your area. Go to findacasa.co.za.
Honourable Speaker, state-owned companies play a key role in promoting economic growth and social development. Transnet freight modernization program, for example, has raised the number of trains that run between Johannesburg and Durban to 60 a day from fewer than 20 just a decade ago. I will wait for you to applaud this. State-owned companies will invest about 360 billion rands over the next 3 years, accounting for about 20% of South Africa's gross capital formation. However, financial position of some state enterprises is very unsatisfactory, undermining their ability to contribute towards development. Recommendations to make our public entities more relevant to South Africa's developmental needs have been made by the Presidential Review Committee chaired by Ms. Piega. Reforms are required to ensure that state companies contribute to building a competitive economy and are not an unnecessary drain and burden on the fiscus. And developmental mandates should also be appropriately financed, and state companies must serve the national interest. Private investment and partnerships with state-owned companies are elements of our strategy for strengthening infrastructure investment and improving service delivery. As indicated in last year's medium-term budget policy statement, fiscal support to state-owned companies over the period ahead will be financed through offsetting asset sales so that there is no impact on the budget deficit. The required turnaround in performance and delivery on the government priorities will be closely monitored under the Deputy President's oversight. To stabilize its financial position, Eskom will apply to the regulator this year for adjustments towards cost-reflective tariffs. In October 2014, we announced a broad package for Eskom, including a capital injection of 23 billion rands. Governance improvements, operational cost containment, additional borrowing and support for required tariff increases were among the proposals. The fiscal allocation of 23 billion rands will be paid in 3 installments, with the first transfer to be made by June this year. A special appropriation bill will be tabled once the finance has been raised. If further support is deemed necessary, consideration will be given to an equity conversion of government subordinated loan to Eskom. Government has also stepped in to address the financial position of the South African Airways. SAA reported a net loss of 2.6 billion in 2013-14 as a result of high operating costs, losses on several international routes, and valuation adjustments. We have made guarantees of 14.4 billion available to SAA, on which the airline has drawn about 8.3 billion rands. Measures to achieve operational efficiencies and restore profitability are now in progress. Guarantees have also been provided to the South African Post Office, subject to implementation of its turnaround strategy. This involves revised universal service obligations and delivery targets, taking into account the decline in the mail and courier businesses and the shift to digital communication. Minister Cwele has appointed an administrator to lead the South African Post Office's turnaround.